It's another amazing day in paradise. Today is Monday, October 14th, 2022. My name is Cara Lynn Sanders, also known by my super shero name of Momma, and I have submitted my paperwork to become a write-in candidate for mayor of Raleigh. Thank you so much for being here. I know we are 3 weeks and 1 day away from this year's mayoral election, as well as every other election that's out there. And I'm okay with that. I wanted to take a moment just to share how I ended up on this journey, because it actually has been a journey that started 2 years ago. When God first told me that Raleigh didn't need a new mayor, it needed a matriarch. And I fought that. I sincerely fought that. But I looked into what it would take. And at the time, I didn't have the resources. And so it was okay. But I knew that this time was coming. And it's taken me a while to grow into knowing that this was the legacy that I would be creating. And so at the beginning of this year, the thought just kept reverberating in my head. Raleigh needs a matriarch. Raleigh needs a matriarch. So what I decided to do was look at Raleigh from the perspective of a mom, of a matriarch. And what I realized was 3 things. One, that everybody here is my family. I've got a bunch of bonus aunts, uncles, moms, dad, grandmas, grandpas, sisters, brothers, aunts, uncles. Did I say that already? And sons and daughters, and maybe even grandchildren, because I am old enough to be a grandma. I'd be a young grandma now. I'm young enough to be a grandma. And with understanding that, I could then admit, as a family, we've got some dysfunction, right? And that's being honest. And if I can understand that there's dysfunction, then I can understand that in that family dynamic, there are going to be those who are thriving, and there are going to be those who need some more support. And my responsibility as matriarch is to make sure that I can have a consistent check-in with those who are thriving, but with those who are in need support, I focus my time on. And that's not what we've had in leadership. And so that's what I'm working towards. And the 3 communities that I feel need the most support are 1, children and families. I attended a workshop last week, and the person who was moderating the workshop, or who was the guest speaker, really, she made a really interesting comment when she said that most of the people she knows has a side hustle to bring in additional income. So when you have parents that are struggling, you're going to have children that are struggling. You're going to have some dynamics in families that need some support. The second community is our elders. I don't know how many places I go where I see more and more elders in retail jobs. And so that means they're struggling too. They need to find a source to take care of their bills. Perhaps many of them thought that what they had done, and that they would have enough Social Security to help them in this age of retirement, and it's not true. And then the third community is the unhoused, which I am a part of. And that's not being handled as best as it could. It's being handled finally, but not as best as it could. And there needs to be somebody in that conversation who's unhoused, and no one is. And so I'm putting myself in that conversation to make it become a priority so that everybody thrives, not just a select few. So I hope you'll hear this. I hope you'll read the description so you can get the spelling of my name correctly, and vote for me. And stay tuned for more content about my thought process and why you should vote for me as the next mayor of Raleigh. Thank you.